guys, it's Fadra from All Things Fadra and Stinger Universe, and I've got a movie review for you of The Lion King. They say that everything the light touches is my domain, my kingdom. But I think my neighbors would actually disagree with that. This is simply my backyard, but we are going to take a journey to Africa and talk about The Lion King. I've just seen an early release of the movie, and I have a lot to say about it. So if you want to feel old, this movie was originally made as an animated feature in 1994. Fast forward 25 years, and we are here at the reinvention of The Lion King, directed by Jon Favreau. If you don't know who Jon Favreau is, he plays Happy in all the Avengers movies, Iron Man, and was in the latest Spider-Man movie. He actually directed the CGI version of The Jungle Book, which I loved even more than the original. I may be in the minority there, but I really loved that movie. So I had high expectations for The Lion King, and I'm going to talk about a couple things about this movie. First of all, I'm not going to talk about the story, okay? Because the story was played out in 1994, and if you love the story, you'll love the story in this movie. It follows it almost exactly, almost to a T. What is different this time is the acting and the animation. So those are the two things I'm going to focus on about this movie. Let's talk first about the medium here. So this is beyond CGI, this is beyond animation. It is actually a combination of live action, virtual reality, and computer generated imaging. So it's not fair to just call it a CGI movie. It goes to a level that they are calling photorealistic, and I am here to tell you that that is absolutely true. So if you have seen some of Disney's CGI movies in the past few years, sometimes there's just something that looks a little off, like especially with the animals. And I watched this movie with a very discerning eye, and I have to tell you that in the beginning of the movie, it feels like you are watching a documentary. It isn't until the animals actually open their mouths and start talking that you're like, okay, wait a minute, this is totally a Disney movie. But it feels super realistic. Now, that's good and that's bad, and let me tell you why. Director Jon Favreau, when he set out to make this movie, he wanted to keep it pretty close to the original. He said, we've already had the animated version. People have embraced the evolution of this film to the stage play, but he said, and I quote, "We don't want to cross the line of making something feel too intense." This is where it went wrong for me. So this movie, like I said, the CGI was amazing. It felt like a documentary. It looked like it was actually filmed, not created. And that's also why I don't like this movie. So for this story, it actually adds too much realism. It makes it feel very intense. It makes it feel very violent. So I was okay with it, but there were plenty of times I was watching going, I was kind of cringing when you know that Scar is going to get thrown off the cliff, when you know Mufasa is going to fall, when you know, and those aren't spoilers, come on, you've seen this movie before, and when you know the hyenas are coming in and they're going to eat Scar to death, it feels real, and it actually makes you feel more uncomfortable than you probably did in the original. So if you have kids, be aware, it's pretty intense for kids. It was pretty intense for me, and I, for all those reasons, didn't really enjoy this animated version. Let me talk about cast for a minute. The casting was really terrific. So some of the names that you'll see, the voice actors, Donald Glover, who plays the adult version of Simba. Beyonce, not my favorite. Beyonce, stick to singing, voice work acting, not really your thing. James Earl Jones reprised his role, and you have to have him for Mufasa. He was great. Scar this time, originally we had Jeremy Irons. This time we had Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think I said that right. We had Alfre Woodard, John Oliver, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner. So some pretty good names that I think did a really great job of the characterizations. Beyonce was the only one that just didn't feel right for me. So the casting was good. The animation was fantastic. Overall, as a movie, it didn't quite work for me. If you want to read more about what went into the making of The Lion King and what made this technically a fantastic movie, be sure to check out my full review on allthingsfadra.com.